And Al has not responded to my text, which doesn't bode well for his turning up before midnight.
Here is very subjective.
Cool. So I have...
How can you not be here?
You get
Are you the peyote coyote again?
Mentally or physically?
Yes.
So, do you remember where we were? Or where you were?
Weren't we just about to go inside that big ruined keep?
No,
no,
we were about to
just
go
about to
inside
fight
the
something.
tentacle beast.
Into the what?
Enter the tentacle beast of Andrusial.
Into the tentacle beast. Let's not enter the tentacle beast.
Oh, I did say it was by choice. But I think we were about to enter it.
Did that pop up on your screen?
It did.
Yes.
Also, I think a comment that said, "Run!" also appeared on my screen.
Oh, what?
I don't have whatever it was.
What appeared on your screen?
The tentacle beast of Edrishel.
It's a tentacle beast of Androshell.
If you go to the character sheets, it's there.
Yeah, but it just appeared because Grail opened it.
Yes.
No, I can't see it.
Hey, Craig, how are you?
Ah, there we go.
Not too bad. Brian, how's yourself?
Yeah, pretty good, mate.
Okay, so from to recollection, you approached this area up here where there was some loose debris, etc., because you saw some bodies in the debris.
Which I believe still had scalps that Mark wanted to take for free
I
money.
was decapitating them for the cash.
Yes, you were in the process of about to begin that. There are a couple of goblins, and you notice that there was one large humanoid
Lizard creature.
Lizard creature, maybe stands about 8 feet tall, long arms, gangly arms, ends his claws, etc. It was full of certain arrows that you identified as being most likely
That's right.
goblin. And then, just as you were about to start decapitating corpses and people were wandering through the rubble, this friendly chap, the tentacle beast of Androshell, did appear, casting aside rocks and masonry as though it was light wood. A number of tentacles and a large gaping maw.
Yay.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay, I remember that now.
Why can't I ping?
Do you have the select move option from the toolbar selected?
Yeah, I know. That's working now.
Okay. So, this thing is starting to move towards you. It is making very hungry sounds.
We should move away.
Yeah. We'll start... actually, we need to give someone access to Hypatia. So, since Zell's not here, and Kruber, the deserving of vast quantities of XP and gold, shall now control Hypatia's token, since Zeltarnin is controlling the token for Lensa.
I don't have any modifiers to my saves versus stuff, by the by. I'm not sure if I should, but I'm guessing I probably should have something versus at least poison or death.
No, all your saves should just be listed.
Yes.
Yeah, they're not on the character sheet.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they are.
But I have no modifiers for them.
It's
Why would you
underneath
have
your
modifiers?
stats. Yeah, it's not modified.
Oh, I thought... didn't people have like 14s or something on there?
You don't have numbers in there. Why not?
Yeah, no numbers.
Oh, that's bad.
Let me just quickly find them for you. Alright. Good thing is...
Not that I think one of those may come in to play shortly, but just want to be prepared.
You're level 1, they're bad. There you go.
Yeah, no numbers sounds like auto-fail.
Oh, my numbers are updating.
They are.
It's like magic.
There you go. You have numbers.
So I've got saves versus spells or devices. Does that apply to tools, and can I roll to save versus mark?
You can't. You can never save versus mark.
I'm a marked man.
But instead of saving versus him, you can sell him.
No.
Yes.
And he doesn't have Hypatia votes to sell him now. That's what
But
Al gets for not
when
turning
you get
up.
there, he's going to be like, "Sorry, guys, you missed the moment. It was like a zoom."
Speaking of the moment, this thing is moving towards you.
right? Oh wait, who's going first? We're
So-
moving.
What we'll do is, Caradwin, you can be up first. What are you doing?
Oh, yay. I'm gonna go.
And
No, I also don't have control over Kruger's
I'm gonna
token.
go. I'm gonna move up there.
you should have control over Hypatia. I gave it to you.
Hypatia I have control of. Kruger I don't have control of.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's because you
Aw.
weren't here and I had Al having control
Yeah.
of you. Alright, you should have access back to me now.
Indeed I do.
Move to there. Actually, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm gonna move behind those boulders there. Yeah, that's where I'm gonna move. Right,
Sure.
done.
Okay. Right. Jaquan, you're up.
10, 15, 25, 30 feet. I will move there and
Do you have a 30
use
foot
my
movement?
Rancert.
Do you have a 30
I
foot
think-
movement?
Don't I?
You might do.
Looking on the
You are not
character
encumbered, so
sheet.
you are... You're not
Yeah.
encumbered. Yep. You're good.
Because I'm ridiculously strong. So I will move there and set my Rancer to receive a charge should the tentacle beast come at me.
Sounds good. And Hypatia's up.
Hypatia will move next to Mark and attempt to pick his pockets. It's what Al would do. No,
You might go collect the head.
something profanity. Move back here and
He's in the
Run it.
heaviest armor.
Run him into combat so he dies, so that then we can sell his corpse with like a clean conscience.
no, this is sadly Hypatia, not Mark.
Yeah, that's me who's dead corpse is worth, buddy. Not the
What's Hypatia armed with? 'Cause I
She
can't
has
see.
she has a couple weapons. So let me pull up her character sheet. She has breast and fold armor, large shield. She has a halberd, an arming sword, chakram, warhammer, cleaver.
Yeah, she could throw a chakra.
She's got a lot of stuff. How is that all
She
carried?
will move to just behind me and set her halberd to receive the charge
I need to
when I get taken down.
reaudit that character because since then he has added a bucket load of stuff.
Oh, you need to watch him like a hawk.
He probably needs to write down what's in his backpack or what's on my mule.
Yes,
That's probably what his problem is.
it is. He's listed it all as being carried, which means he has very big pockets or very broken ankles.
He straps it to his head with some kind of tape.
Lensa.
Is that how?
Oh,
So is there TPK or just
now you get to take back over. I attempted for you to move next to Mark and pick his pockets,
You failed.
because that seemed like what you would do.
Wait,
But
do you want to
when,
throw a chakra?
when that was shouted down, you moved. Oh, I no longer have control. You moved to behind me and set your halberd to help me receive the charge.
that seems like a good idea.
Also, do you
So-
have any sandpaper that's 600 or 800 you could bring tomorrow? Good talk. Let's do it again.
All right.
Maybe.
It's Lensa's up. So Zeltarnin. What is
Excellent.
Lensa
Lensa,
doing? She
who
has
likes
she has a
the
longbow.
bow.
Yep,
He's going to get that. Actually, can she shoot and then move?
she can.
Then she's going to take a shot from there because she's in close range. Ka-cha! Let
Sure.
me roll that. D20. She's got +3. Is that correct?
Let
Am
me
I
pull up
crazy
her
because she's
character.
close range?
She does have +3. She has +2 for her dex and +1 for close range. Indeed.
Excellent. Let's go to the screen where I can actually see what I roll. 12. How's
12.
that do?
So that will hit
15?
armor class of, for her, I believe 7, which will strike.
Ooh, and what's that do? D6 +1?
What bow is she using? A longbow, so that will be D8 +1. But for her, sorry, with her weak strength, it's only D8.
D8 plus nothing. 4. Bling!
All right.
And then she's gonna go 1, 2, 3.
Can I note, Grail,
Peace out,
that
fool.
what Talsi has done, what Zeltarnin and Aaron has done, is shoot to draw aggro and then move to attempt to kite. Classic Talsi. Classic Talsi.
Damn it!
But is this a chaos spawn? Mark is up.
Good times. I mean, I'm tempted to just loot ahead and then leave.
The
But
creature
instead,
is slavering. That arrow seemed to not even be registered by it.
not do anything.
Should have targeted one of those eyes on its right shoulder.
Well, I want to know exactly how little we can do. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to get out... Dang it, where's my character sheet? I'm going to get out something that is called a brimstone munition.
Ooh.
Okay.
Because I have one of those.
So you're going to get that out. So you're going to fumble around this round,
Yep.
getting that out.
It's in my backpack, so...
Yep.
Sweet, sweet rolling a one.
I'm getting out the brimstone munitions. Keep them off me!
Yep.
Why did we give the half-orc a grenade?
Alright. The beast, with surprising alacrity.
Uh-oh.
Of
I
course.
just worked out how to defeat
hi.
it.
Alright. Actually, it's going to be even closer and cushier. It is, I suppose, for all intents and purposes, charging you, though it just seems to be barreling towards you. You may make an attack roll.
Yay!
Send it away.
Slash Roll20.
Mm-hmm. D20.
Or you can use the dice on the
Ah.
toolbar.
That would also have worked.
Either's
Rolling D29 would not work, however. Love it. Love it. I believe that hits armor class. Nope.
I mean, you've got +3 to your roll.
Indeed.
Include.
That hits armor class brown trousers. It's at this point, as it gets up close to you and it is slathering and spittle, and you hope it's spittle, you're not quite sure, thick mucousy goo slaps all over the place, splashes you. You do see, attached to its neck, and heading back over to here, a chain.
Oh.
And the chain is not quite taut, but it is bouncing around and getting pretty tight. But doesn't stop this creature from deciding it wants to attack you.
Oh, nom, 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 nom.
Something like that. So let's roll some dice.
Sounds like I'm the lucky one at the moment.
All right. It whacks
Yeah,
you.
that'll hit.
Yeah, the one of the tentacles hits you,
No.
but it's a weak blow.
It's playing with its food.
It's gently caressing you with its tentacles.
I'm a person
Get
and
out!
my name is Anakin.
Make a charisma check.
In your
Should it have made the charisma check?
in your panic, I've probably stumbled back. Someone's eating very loudly.
Who can that be, Craig?
I have no idea who that could be.
I watched last time's video.
In your panic, you have stumbled back. Your answer strike has gone wild, but you've probably saved yourself and inadvertently managed to somehow, pure luck and providence, duck underneath the majority of the blow. New round. Jaquan, you are up.
So I didn't take any damage?
You took the one.
Took 1.
Oh, yeah. So 1 of my 8. Oh.
Yes.
It's okay, guys.
Remember to update your.
Yeah, I was just
So you make.
doing that.
Actually, I'll just put that there.
How did...
Nice.
All right. Cool.
I know how to defeat it. We'll just have to see if Grail will let me.
Jaquan, you're up.
So being inspired by Aaron's image there, I will pull out the That's No Ordinary Rabbit from my pack, and at least the beast upon that. I'm going to attempt to stab it with my Rancer,
Your big stabby thing. Go for it.
and then move backwards.
Sure.
Yeah. Back up, yo.
How about we go at +3?
Are there attacks of opportunity in
nice.
first
No.
ed?
No.
Okay, cool.
But if
So a 16.
Okay, that's not entirely true. If you decide to do something utterly stupid, or an enemy does something utterly stupid, I may say, yeah, sure, have an attack. One thing that will pretty much guarantee an attack is blindly fleeing. Okay, that will hit. You may roll some
I
damage.
will hit an armor class of 3 or less, I believe.
You will.
Nice.
Hey, Julian.
Yes.
My base move on my sheet says 35/20/5.
Yes.
Am I saying? Am I taking it to mean that I've got 35 and then 20 is like if I'm
Encumbered.
lightly encumbered and 5 is heavily encumbered?
Yes.
Okay, so at the moment I should be 5 because I shouldn't be
Yes.
encumbered.
Because
Correct.
the mule is carrying the majority of stuff. 10 damage. You stab at it.
Nice.
And then...
You get covered with a gooey substance. You can't move that far. Go back half.
Oh,
It's
because,
rocky,
yeah.
it's rocky underfoot, and you know.
Yep.
Okay. Hapasha, plus you attacked it.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Hapasha? There's a big slathering monster in front of you.
Oh, good.
Mark's off to his right.
Yeah. Hapasha is the closest snack, though.
Oh, I was meaning the big slathering monster.
I'm just tall.
Sorry.
You're husky, we know.
Do I have? Do weapons have reach in this edition?
If you want to use a long weapon, yes, you can attack from a bit further away. At the moment, you won't be able to hit its body. You'll just be able to slap at its tentacles.
I'll take phrases. I did not want to hear what I got up this morning for 10.
Sure. I shall pull out my halberd and smack its tentacles around.
Oh, dude. Also, your halberd's already out
And-
and ready to slap its tentacles around.
There is that. That helps.
Slap at
Just
those
the deal.
tentacles.
So
Alright.
many more squid gifts coming tomorrow.
Okay, so we've got
Our
+3.
microphone slightly further away from mouth.
Slightly better.
Yep. That's good.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay, obviously breathing too heavily. I blame congestion. Alright, let's roll something and try not to die.
More sultry.
It'd have to be a pretty bad roll for you to die when you're attacking.
It would be.
Was that sultry enough?
That's pretty good, no. But pretty good, I mean. I flail and I withdraw.
Yeah, you.
That way.
Yep.
Title!
Yes! Now you have to explain title.
Lenser is up.
Ah, Linda. Alright. Pot shot.
Go for it.
Did you want to move closer to within close
No.
range?
No. No.
Still
The chain's
stay.
not quite taut. I
It
don't
is-
think it's got more than 20 foot.
She is going to stay.
It is still close range, but still +1 to hit.
Okay.
Okay. Right. And I will up that to +3. There we go. Oh, 20.
That's a strike.
Solid.
A true one. How much
Does that
damage?
hit it in one of the shoulder eyes?
It hits it
Little-
somewhere for 5
Five.
damage.
The weird little snake thing on its left-hand front side?
Mark, you are up. The creature is starting to make these strange, frothing, gurgling, burbling sounds.
Oh, we've made it happy.
It's going to break the chain. Then we'll be in trouble. I'm going to throw a brimstone. So,
Do it.
how do I use said brimstone munition?
Do you have on you one of those
Strikers.
Strikers.
I didn't buy one. Mistakes were made.
Do you have a source of ignition?
Fire. I didn't take any type of flamey spell. I mean, I could light something slowly, very slowly, if I went back to my mule.
You didn't.
Okay, fine.
You didn't buy a striker.
I'll just back away.
At this
I,
point,
well, I don't think I did.
You could ask to borrow my flint and steel.
Let me check my character sheet. I was going to
Did I
say,
buy a
I do
striker?
have a flint and
If
steel,
you
but someone
have
can
one of
put in a
those-
left cheek joke here.
I didn't buy a striker.
I'm standing right next to you if you want to borrow one.
Mistakes were made.
Okay.
It's fine.
you can borrow Jaquan's.
I can borrow Jaquan's. Thanks, Jaquan! Cool.
What? How did he pickpocket me from over there? And why did he give it to the half-orc?
All right, you're standing right next to him. Okay, you can ignite the munition and you can throw it. Let's see how far away you are. So you're aiming at
The
a
center.
square.
Yeah.
All right, so 15 feet. So that will get you a medium range. So no bonus to hit because it's slightly heavy.
Alright, shall we roll?
Yep.
Let's see what happens.
It's pretty easy to hit a square though.
do I roll?
Alright. You hit.
Oh, 13.
You hit the square.
Excellent.
Now, you were saying, Grail, that's a 500-foot radius?
I don't recall saying that, but sure.
Cool. So if that goes
Okay.
off, I might
So,
back
the
away.
munition explodes. There is horrible stench and greenish red flickering flames illuminate everywhere. You can roll for the brimstone 1d8 damage.
Cool. 1d8 damage. Is that what? 1. Oh. Belly on fire!
Clearly what's happened is it's gone between all the stones and the debris and it's illuminated underneath all this crap. So the fire is below him and he is sitting up top. Makes him look even, the beast look even more evil and dangerous because now he is wreathed in a nice halo of brimstone. Caradwen, you're up.
Okay. So if I get this right,
The flames still burn though.
so that should be 5. Does this use like diagonal movement the same as that it did? So like it would be 5, 10, 15 to there.
Have a look at the ruler. Oh, the ruler's not working. Oh no. Hang on, let me change that. Because it should be doing that. Why did it change to 4th edition? 4th edition sucks.
You know my feelings on your opinion.
Right.
Sorry, I saw that. I had to share it.
I cast it out there just for you. Alright. So yes, if you use the ruler, you will be able to measure it correctly now.
Oh, okay. So
Use snap to center.
center. So,
Oh.
so if I take it there. So I can double move, correct?
You can, but not in this terrain.
Okay. Alright, well that's slightly. Alright, so 35 would take me.
3, 2, 1. Right. Cool. The beast. The beast gets a select tool. You notice that some of the beast is his wounds seem to be binding. Maybe the fire is helping him, you're not quite sure.
Oh.
Good.
I'm just looking forward to him hitting us with his supercharged napalm tentacles.
Sure. He is still in the holy mess of fire. You may roll 1d6 damage for him, please, Mark.
1. Yeah!
Clearly,
Dude!
the fire did, the munition clearly, absolutely went down a hole and exploded in the depths below.
Oh, I was assuming it was actually just packed with sparklers.
He's super resistant to fire.
He's also clunk.
Or
At
it's
that
a
point-
World War II Roman candle?
At
Hey,
that point,
buddy.
the chain goes taut.
Ooh, at least
Nice.
he's still in the fire.
He is
Slightly.
able to swing at you, though, Mark.
Hello.
What is your
Definitely
armor
hello.
class?
7!
Oh, the first one's gonna whack you
Mm.
for 6 points of damage.
Ow. My beautiful face.
He
Since when?
My face, my valuable face.
he smashes a tentacle into you. It starts wrapping around your body. All right,
Oh, that could be awkward.
Hypatia, you're up.
Okay, sure. So if I say move here, will that be in striking range?
No, but you could swing
Not
at
good
one of his
strike.
tentacles if you're lucky.
All
Not the
right.
tentacle holding me.
Did you hear the phrase, if you're lucky there, Al?
He got close.
Well, cool.
Lucky
So,
punk.
all right. So I quit. So I sort of see the tentacle heading towards Mark and say, "Well, that looks all consensual. Let's do something about that."
All right, go for it.
Yes, I can.
Wow.
That's essentially good. You can roll your damage.
When did this become tentacles and severing rather than labyrinth?
Meh.
Dude.
10 damage.
Acceptable.
All right. The tentacle does get basically severed. Mark is no longer wrapped up in the tentacle. Well, he's kind of still wrapped up, but the tentacle's no longer attached to the beast.
It's a fashion item.
Black goose splashes all over him, all over the ground. It burns, it burns. Well,
I have to
Cool.
ask because
Do I have
Aaron's a
enough move to
friend.
step back after that? Or can I move after attacking is a better
no,
question.
that's it.
Yes.
Because you've moved up.
Okay.
That's it. You
Oh,
moved up and
uh,
attacked.
I have to ask as Aaron's a friend. I assume 1 or 2 points of auto damage happen as the tentacle contracts around him, having been severed.
Not yet.
5 points?
No, but there are better things than damage in the game. Lens is up.
Pot shot. Pot shot. Actually, she's going to move over here a little bit.
Hypatia would not be expecting it.
And then shoot the tentacle monster. Mm,
The arrow strikes true
she's
with
shooting.
a rubbery thud.
6.
Nice.
She's stepping it up slowly.
Mm.
The beast
She's
is
creeping up slowly.
the beast is howling in whatever goes for a language. If it does have one, Lens is done. Mark, you're up. You are still half entangled by this tentacle which is wrapped around you. You're covered in a black mucusy goo from its blood. It seems it's stinging and burning.
Don't want to picture Mark as Catherine Zeta-Jones in that movie.
Alright, well, I'm going to
Yeah.
heal myself.
Did you
Because
say you're gonna feel yourself?
Heals. I mean, you know,
it's a little of both.
it might be a good touch, but
In times of stress.
that's bonus.
The gods of sufferance call to me?
Yeah, so I'm going to cast heal on myself.
Sure. So that'll be 1d6 plus 1, but it applies at the end of the round.
Oh, that's right. Very true. Uh-oh.
All
That's
right.
what it'll be if I survive.
Carrot, when you're up, you can be the hero. The hero that they need.
Can I?
Edwin,
I should probably.
be a hero.
Yeah, are you the hero they need or the hero they deserve?
Both.
Ooh. bold words.
Thank you.
Bold words from someone who's faffing
If
around
I-
with a ruler.
Yeah, if I move to there, would I be in the fire?
Where's there?
Oh, sorry, there.
You can ping, remember?
Oh.
You might be. The fire's kind of burning and lapping and...
Alright, well, I'm going to move to there then.
Sure. Alright.
And then I will attack. I can do that, or is that over?
No, you can do that.
Okay. So I'll attack. Oops. Oh god, how do I roll again? Is it slash roll?
You can use the dice on the toolbar if you want, or you can set yourself up at the top of a very high hill and just kind of fall.
What?
You'd roll a long way that way.
You just type.
Slash roll.
Yeah, that's what I said. I just said it's slash roll, isn't it?
So you can do that with the /, or you can use the dice rolling tool in the toolbar, as I said.
Oh, well, that's not going to hit, is it? So my strength is... No, that's not going to hit.
Alright, no, it did not hit. And after Caradwin, it is Jaquan. Maybe you're the hero that they need,
Seems unlikely.
especially since you're about to stab Mark in the back.
I'm not going to lie, it's tempting. But I need to take Hypatia down first, because otherwise she'll loot him.
Okay.
That's your mistake, because when I die now with the goo over me, I become a zombie. So, should have taken this opportunity.
You'll be stronger.
Don't tell them.
I need to be careful with this party. Hopefully dwarf penis isn't worth anything.
Too small.
I believe
probably.
Tyrion Lannister would disagree with your...
Are you making an attack, or are you going to start
Yeah,
measuring?
I moved... No, I thought I'd stand there and take off my armor. Yeah, I'm going to make an attack.
You might have whipped it out and started measuring to see if it was better than dwarf.
So, oh, why did I roll twice? Anyway, because that was a D20 before. So an 8 will not hit, sadly, I believe.
You can keep the 14, because you did roll that first. You just need to manually
Okay.
add 3.
Well, that's a 17 then,
That will hit.
so that will hit. And then 1d8 plus 4. Fuck, another 10 points of damage.
Nice.
I'm probably going to die, but, you know, Mark killed himself, so it's all good.
At least you did your job beforehand.
Consigning my soul to utter damnation. Also, posting a GIF in Discord.
You stab it.
All the XP.
All the XP. The big X. The beast, raising itself up, about to strike you down, instead gets stabbed right through the neck. If it doesn't have a neck. It's a bit hard to tell. Does it have a neck?
Yeah, looks like it plays
cannot.
rugby union, so no.
No,
Some
probably
sort of
not.
major artery. There you go.
It falls down. It's still kind of sizzling a little bit. But you do notice that some of the wounds seem still to be slowly knitting.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Into that fire!
I hit it again.
Alright. Sure. The fire has dissipated now.
Can I scrape the black goo off myself since it burns?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
It's not like burning you as in acid, but it's, like a stinging.
Yeah, it's awful. Get it off.
Yeah.
Is it like Denka Rob?
What was that GIF you sent? Was it...
It's in Discord,
Okay.
in the chat.
Yep, I saw it. Cool.
Seemed appropriate.
It did. The beast is dead. And none of you
That's
are.
good.
It is a successful encounter.
That is also good.
Mark could have died.
That would have been a
I
successful
lost
encounter
my-
too.
I lost my brimstone munition.
You get those hit points back that you healed
Excellent.
from your spell. That brimstone munition, which did a massive 2 points of damage to it.
Legit.
Why?
Because it's Mark.
You might have done as much damage if you punched it. Oh, no. No. What are you doing?
Oh, no.
The brimstone munition, though, did... Well, let's select that. Come on, select it.
Do you have any idea what the half-life of its flames are? Oh, you probably don't want to delete the chain in the fire, because I'm pretty sure that Alan intends to wield that as a weapon now.
The fire
just
went out,
carry it.
as I said.
Oh.
It dissipated. The chain, sure, you can try and pick it up. It's a big, heavy chain. It's quite hot, actually, in one spot now.
Is it nailed down?
Anyway,
It's
it's
not.
time to collect some heads. Head bags!
Well, at least one or two of them was within the fire, and so the heads are probably quite melted now.
No,
Who cares? They're still
they're still intact. They're just, burnt
Yeah.
severely.
Isn't that one...
They'll probably smell better this way on long term.
That one
You-
was definitely within the fire. The flesh has begun to peel and burn away.
Man, the guards are hardly going to deny people money because they use fireball to kill goblins. Come on.
Yeah, I think as long as they can positively identify them as something on the list, it's all good.
That is correct. I mean, you might want to let the it rest for 10 minutes before you consume, but
It's the way you're supposed to deal with steak.
yeah, absolutely. But yeah, you can go about. I think there were 6 goblin heads there. You can collect.
Does he have to shout fatality before he rips their heads off?
And what should I... If I take the heads of the 2 big creatures, what should I put down as those? Heads.
Whatever you want to put them down as.
Well,
All right.
what we just killed should be put down as TBA.
You know that there are monsters within this world that are just monsters, hideous mutations, creatures, children of the gods, monstrosities of that are slimy or scaly or combinations. They inhabit the dark reaches of the world, and sometimes they come out and say, "Boo." This
Or,
was
hi, my name's...
Fred. This may be one of them.
Well, I guess it was lost in translation.
There was a bounty on others, generic, 10 gold piece a head.
Sweet. Well, I'm putting them in a small sack and then putting them on the pack frame.
If you recall, the bounty was goblins 5, orcs 10, giants 50, and others, generica 10.
Those might be giants because they're big. But probably.
Those might be giants because they're worms.
Caradwin, you've wandered up there. Within, you can see the smashed remains of a building. Many of the walls have been destroyed, they are broken, etc. You can see from about over here the illumination of a faint illumination from a torch. The rooms within are kind of labyrinth-like in the way that the walls and the ceiling and the rubble has made it, but you can't see anything else moving within here. What you can do, though, from where you are, is you can smell quite strongly something rancid over here.
That's probably the beast's
That'll be me.
lair.
Could be the maggot cheese.
The maggot
Oh
dwarf.
no. I'm going to check the goblins for small change.
The goblins have no coin on them. What they do
Do
have...
they have any teeth he can take?
Well, they have teeth, yeah. They have
Those
teeth.
are in the heads!
Exactly.
Bad.
They have,
Take his bounty.
they have nails. They have skin. Well, most of them have skin. One of them doesn't have much left.
It looks like they have bows.
Some of them have bows. You can find a total of 3 bows. There are quivers. The bows are of a poor make. The quivers are full of pretty crappy arrows. They have small cleaver-like blades. Most of them are wearing some form of hodgepodge leather armor.
Mm.
They don't seem to have anything of decent make. Definitely not something that any discernible adventurer would like to carry around with them, unless, they were at a loss.
Does anybody have any flasks? Just wondering.
Asking for a friend.
Flasks.
Well, this black ichor goo stuff seems kind of messed up. I could probably put some kind of weird.
True, but
weird,
do you really think you'll survive another visit to the alchemist?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Mark, you should tip out all of your drinking water and collect it in those.
Actually, I've got a vial.
Wait, is that a vial or a file? Because you can only take one of those on a plane. That was PHALE. For the
Possibly
file.
either. Possibly neither. A vial is in a vial of currently nothing.
The rubbery mass of this creature is twitching somewhat after you have removed it of its head. The black ichor-like blood, very thick, very viscous, smells really bad. It smells like 10-day-old fish.
Ooh.
It just
Ooh.
kind of, it's seeped out.
That's better. It's not teenage boy.
No, it's seeped out onto the rocks, and yeah, it's kind of getting everywhere. It's getting onto your boots, and
Ugh.
I don't know. Collect some of that. He might like that.
I'm moving away.
Sure. I'll collect some in a vial. Trying to get it on myself.
it's really hard. You get some on yourself.
Can I
some
call
sort of
out to
dex check to try not
Hypatia?
to?
Or to Mark, rather.
It's just everywhere, and a vial is very small. You're going to get it on you, even if it's just your clothes.
While Mark's all up in its grill, severing its head, I would like one of its more impressive teeth as a trophy.
Sure. Alright. It has large teeth. Very pointed teeth. Clearly, it's not a herbivore.
It's a markable.
Why do I have a vision of Your Highness and he's taking a trophy to hang around his neck?
Oh, why did you remind me that film exists?
Yeah, agreed. Seconded.
Haven't seen it.
And jealousy increased.
So what are you doing? You have completed the quest of the slavering beast. And is that it for the adventure?
And back home. No.
And
I
see.
will move to back up, party member, as we go to
Yes,
discover
yeah.
what's in it.
You didn't want the
Corpse
scout.
Get
pile.
away from the ichor.
Okay. To cut a long story short, the rancid smell in the corner that I indicated before seems to be whopping great big sloppy slabs of dung.
Excellent, excellent.
That's probably a fantastic fertilizer.
I agree.
It could be. It could also, raise the dead perhaps, but maybe not, because you notice within this, it's kind of pretty gelatinous, this dung. You do notice bits and pieces of bone and the like, and you see a shred of what may once have been a male shirt or hauberk, just throughout this mess.
Yep. Can we have the map revealed for that area?
No, there is no map for that area. But, oh, hang on, it's dark for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, let me go.
Hey.
It's just a
And it was in here?
yes. Sorry, I forgot it was so hang on, let me reveal more of it.
Yep.
Okay. So you saw over, let me put there is a faint glow of a torch about there.
All in favour of the heath stealthing to have a look?
I mean, I guess
Aye.
if they do.
I mean, I know your chances aren't great, but
I mean, I'll try, but I'd probably prefer the thief to do it.
Yeah, no, we'll use the thief. The thief's okay, isn't she?
It's okay. They can run away quickly, right?
They can.
Sure,
They're
she's gonna move in, is she?
Yeah, sneak.
Being cautious and careful.
Sneaksy.
Sure, roll 2d% for her.
Percent. Oh, you can. Awesome. Plus nothing.
Roll a second one.
Roll a second one. 40. Nice.
Cool. Alright. She's not being particularly ninja-like, but I mean, it's pretty hard to move in here quietly and cautiously, but she's doing an adequate job, better clearly than any of you could do. Is she just going up to the poo?
oh, I was thinking heading towards the firelight to...
I'm just saying that because she was moved to the poo.
Yeah, I'm just moving along the wall, sort of
Okay.
thing. So
Oh,
not
you have to go
the poo,
through the
but-
muck pile.
No,
Yeah, around
She can go wherever she wants. As I said before, you may not have heard, this is like a bit of a labyrinth. She can move through it. It's been smashed. The internals of this building, just basically now one giant big maze of collapsed architecture and bits of rock and debris and rubble.
Okay, is there anything that she could possibly climb up to get a little bit of
Nope.
elevation?
Not really, because she can climb up and then straight away she has to go back down. Or go through and loop the loop, etc. But
Well,
sorry?
if she can't see what the fire is from there, then I think she'll call the others. Well, signal the others
It looks to
come
be a
forward.
flickering torchlight, but she can't see anything else.
Yep. Can she still see these?
Vaguely, yep.
Okay. Hand signal.
She
Fist match.
has no form of
Fist
dark vision. She only has star sight.
Oh. Get
Being
the dark
enough.
vision person. I'll go meander up to
You
her.
have shadow sight.
Oh, do I?
Yep. So you can see through
man.
shadows perfectly up to 100 feet. But good thing is that in here, they're mostly shadows. It's not pitch black.
Cool. Is anybody else going to come up with me? Let's link hands.
Sure. I'm not remotely stealthy.
Yeah. We know.
Alright. You can, if you wish, move through to the light source. There is nothing that is going to accost you within here. It is very hard going. It will take you some time. And when you get to about here, you start hearing a muffled murmuring sound coming from over near the torch.
Oh.
On
Yep.
a scale of broken water cistern to Gregorian monks gone evil, where does it lie, the sort of murmuring? Is that natural or...
It's natural. It might be more like someone who has eaten one too many spicy burritos.
So there's a groaning in agony.
Kind of, yeah.
Let's go that way. Okay. Where are you, Hypatia? Get up here.
Fine.
Where's Caradwin? Is
Come hold my
Craig still there?
hand.
Oh, yeah,
He's
sorry.
back at the entrance.
I just didn't move myself up, sorry.
I'm gonna.
That's okay. I just wanted
thought he
to
was just chilling
Oh,
in
no.
the back of the party.
Someone needs to hang back so that we survive as a party.
So we don't TPK.
Yeah.
TPK means end of the adventure, as long as someone survives.
I have never TPK'd a party.
Yet,
Yet.
Grail. Yet.
Tonight.
I did wonder why you were wearing that bow tie.
Yeah, it's
All right, Hypatia, I'll walk in after you.
for special
You go first.
occasions.
You have killed a character within about
Alright,
20
I'm
minutes
gonna
of its
put in.
creation.
So I'm gonna equip Sword and Board in advance.
All right.
Sword and board. Yes, we're going to walk up to the... Oh, hello.
There is, you can see from here on the ground a tied up, tussled in ropes, perhaps hard to tell from here, but it's most likely ropes. Dwarf. He is streaked with blood and dirt and grime. He is on his side on the ground. He is naked except for his undergarments.
No.
He looks to be injured. And next to him is another, what appears to be dwarf, who is unmoving.
Oh, they're in the kinky shit. I forgot that safe word. It was avocado.
Alright, well, I sort of motion Mark towards the unmoving one, and I sort of...
Wow.
And then I go
Okay,
up and
not all half
ask the moving dwarf, "Are you cousin Ockery?"
Who are you? Who are you? I need help. I'm Nogrum.
Oh,
It's
please
almost
do,
like
please
it's the
meet you,
exact
Nogro.
same image.
I think he's injured.
Were
I
you
don't
taken
think
by the rats? I
doesn't
mean,
sound like he's speaking properly.
We should probably untie him.
Indeed,
Sure.
I will move and slice his bonds with my dagger that I'm sure I have.
Thank you. I will repay, I will
My
repay your kindness.
Oh, that sounds ominous.
All right. Brian, your character is currently on 2 hit points.
Okay.
Wow.
You notice that
Mark,
I'll come forward and heal you.
you
I was
notice,
going to say, do you have more powers of the gods that you can channel towards this poor injured,
Yes,
mostly naked dwarf?
that is what I do. Heal people.
you notice that the other dwarf on the ground, the unmoving one, is likewise treated in that it is streaked with blood and grime and dirt, naked except for undergarments and tied and chained up. But there is also a short, wicked-looking knife protruding from its belly.
I go to him
Like
straight away to
Keisha.
see if I can save him.
Yeah.
You already know the outcome for that. Some maybe hour ago he breathed his last.
Is
I needed to
Hypatia able
confirm
to
it.
revive
Yep.
his pockets or possibly his gold teeth? Is there anything she can bring back to life from that?
Well, since you're not controlling Hypatia anymore, we could have
Oh, greed is.
alright.
Can I
I
have
start
for 7? Is that okay?
to heal Nodgrim.
Yeah, Nodgrim.
You get 7 hit points back, Nodgrim.
Oh, thank you. You too follow the gods.
Yes, sometimes they speak to me.
They speak to me too.
Your
Practice
Give
of
Cleric convention.
saying that though, given your background, Nodgrim, the one who healed you appears, for all intents and purposes, is an orc,
Definitely.
but is more well spoken than any orc that you've ever met before. Not,
Ooh, he uses 2-syllable words.
I'll keep an eye on him, but he did do the right thing by me to start off the
I was
relationship.
about to say not that you've ever really had a conversation with an orc before that didn't end with, or start with
axe to
axe.
face.
Yeah. Thank you for your kindness. I appreciate you rescuing me. Me and my friends
How
were
did you
beset
come-
by goblins.
Ooh.
We were beset by goblins, and then the goblins were attacked by reptilian creatures that
Were
came
they
in,
tall?
and I think they stole some stone statue, and then the goblins fled.
Were they giant-sized reptiles? Giant-sized compared to your obviously inferior stature.
They were certainly larger than myself.
Would you say 8 to 10 foot tall?
Were they 8 to 10 foot tall, Julian?
I did say that, but yes, they were.
Yes, they were.
I think we saw some of the goblins' corpses and one of their assailants' corpses outside.
Well, it's good to
Near
know
this
some of them died. They
tentacle
took
beast
the
that we
life of my
slew.
best friend here,
Ah, what was his name?
Targan.
His
Tagar,
loss
sorry.
will be mourned.
Your long time.
My lifelong friend. Yeah, that's right.
For 200 years.
Never to be mentioned
What was his
again.
name again? I'm bad with names. Yeah.
You created it. That's why you give you.
Are you sure
NPCs
his
more.
name wasn't Margdor? Don,
It was
I mean?
definitely Tagar.
Tager. That's what I've got written down.
Oh, I was just spelling your name backwards because clearly that would be.
So, Norgrim, is there anything you can tell us about these ruins?
All the fabulous loot contained
They,
within.
they used to be a statue. Now
I had only just started to sort of exploring them when things sort of went bad for me and my companions. I did have a couple other compatriots as well, but I didn't see what happened to them in the heat of battle. I did see that there are some sort of some corridors that lead beneath the earth in these ruins,
Oh, that seems such like a
but we didn't have time to explore them.
Where did you enter into this keep? From the south or from the west? From the east.
Julian?
From the south.
From
We
the
entered
south
from the
through the
south.
main gate.
Yep, we came in through
Or
the
what
main
used
gate.
to be.
Yep. Okay, so if you have a look down the south, there is
Yep.
the main gate here where I'm pinging,
Yep.
and there is the ruins over here,
Yep.
and there is a tower here. The tower doesn't look like it has very good navigation potential. For the most part, it looks like it is pretty much collapsed in on itself. The tower, sorry, not the tower. The gate is the easiest to navigate, but also the most obvious and easily to spot. You guys, Brian, would have probably come through because of what I mentioned to you and how you were trying to facilitate your entrance. Would have probably come through over here.
Ping that again?
Can you
I
see
can't
it?
see that. No.
Down the bottom.
in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, now I
So
see it.
the
Okay,
wall
cool.
breach,
Yep, gotcha.
Yep.
The non-turret. The not anymore turret.
But the dwarf, or the two of them, are for the most part butt naked.
Yeah, they took everything I had. I may very well still have two companions in here. Selinia, who is a human mage. Farnham, who is a human ranger, and Benian, who is a halfling scoundrel.
Well, if it is any consolation, my long adventuring has taught me that your possessions will be neatly stored.
I certainly hope to at least find my axe. I made it by my own hand.
Ah. What is your axe's name?
Well, I didn't give it a name. It's just an axe, but I made it myself.
Just an axe, you say?
A blacksmith and a follower of the gods.
Well, I think, friends, we should help Nodgram here attempt to seek closure with what happened to his party mates and to find where his gear and or the gear of his dearly departed friend may be.
It seems like a good idea to me. Perhaps I can offer you this dirk to defend yourself with in the meantime.
Oh, thank
Also,
you for your
there is this
generosity.
tooth. It has cyanide in it.
Sorry, just as a question, Nodgrim, since I know you are a worshipper of the gods, are you able to use a piercing weapon?
A dirk is a light cutting weapon.
Oh, it's a
That's
cutting
fine.
weapon. Are
Yep.
you good with cutting
Yes, I can
weapons,
use this.
obviously?
I can use this dirk. That's no problem.
Excellent. Very well. Good.
I'll have to look that up. What
It does.
does?
How come his knife
D6
gets
plus
a name?
3.
The dirk does 1d6 damage.
Just say, why
Okay,
does his knife
D6
get a
plus
name?
strength bonus or not.
Yep.
Or not? Yeah.
Cool. Shall we continue exploring?
Would we like to head west or south from here?
You can see that there is an exit from this building, a proper exit. I mean, there are lots of holes and scurry points that you could probably get through, especially some of the smaller or more nimble of you, so the dwarf and the 2 elves. Those of you wearing heavier armor may struggle to get through some of them that aren't the main exit. So the main exit is just here. You can see me pinging it.
Hang on.
Right.
Ping again,
yeah.
please.
Yeah, in the middle there. Is that?
See, just
Oh,
below
okay.
south
Oh,
of
yeah,
you guys.
Yep.
Got it.
Alright.
But there are exits throughout this building because of the state of it. Walls have got holes in, windows that were once barred, the frames have collapsed, and you may be able to get out in a number of different locations. But yeah, those of you in the heavier armor, especially Jaquan, actually,
No, my armor's medium, I think.
yeah, it's breast and fold, though it's not particularly flexible. You can move in it quite well, but getting through little scurry points is going to be awkward. I believe that Hypatia also wears breast and fold, but do you wear scale, Mark?
Oh, I'm in Lamla.
Lamella, so that's a bit more flexible.
Question following on from our previous successful party tactics. How flammable is stuff in this section of the keep?
It's mostly stone, but there is, stuff that would burn.
Okay. I'm just thinking if we need to do a distraction or escape, it might be a good idea for us to pile up some flammable material that we can light on our way out to try and delay any pursuers.
You do like your fires.
Hey, it's worked for us before.
And
Am I completely naked, or did they leave me with basic clothes?
as I said, you're wearing your undergarments.
Oh, at least
Fallout
I'm
level naked.
So you've
I don't want everyone seeing my massive dwarven cock.
Could be awkward.
Did you have a rooster? I did not understand that. That is good that you've got one, and that will clearly feed a lot of people. Zeltarnin, you probably want to change the health on your character token. Looking down at your image, it looks like you're still quite injured.
I am still injured.
On the token. Didn't you heal yourself like 6 points or something?
I healed myself 4.
Oh, okay.
So I am a little bit injured.
So how is that deciphered in this one, Julian?
So if you click on your token, and then you click click on the cog, you'll see there is bar 1.
Yep.
Put your max hit points in the right one,
And your current hit points.
and your current hit points in the left one. And then when you want to update it, if you click on your token, you can just change the hit point value directly in the green circle above.
Okay. So does that mean that Craig's really fucked up and the guy standing to his right is also fucked up?
No, because they have not put any hit points in. So how many hit points does your character have, Craig? How many does Caradon have? Let me just have a look. You have 7.
7.
So, for example, Caradon could just go...
So how do I determine who's messed up and who's not?
Just look at the bars.
So I can see there's a bar on Zeltarnin's bunny image down the bottom where all our characters are. There's a bar on his left that's mostly not filled.
Ah, right. Okay.
And I assume there's one on mine,
You all have
though
bars.
I can't see it.
You all have your bars. Except
Yeah.
for...
I think I'm the only other injured one.
Does that exist even if someone isn't injured?
No.
No, because I can't see it on anyone else.
Yeah. Okay.
Where are you seeing this?
Yeah.
So where the rabbit's back leg is,
Yeah.
just to the left of that, there is
Oh,
a small bar.
Where is that?
Well, I walk up to Zeltarnin and say,
I can't see my own so I don't think you can see your own there. But you've got access to it on your token.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
I walk up to Zeltarnin and I say, "Thank you for saving my life." May the gods shine upon you, and I mumble off a cure light wounds in the divine language gifted of the gods.
Okay.
I hope you're not throbbing their divine
That
power.
hurt, but thank you.
What is it? It's 1d6 plus
+1.
plus 1.
You cannot fail to take me to max.
Ooh, that's ugly.
Nice.
The gods did not shine upon you today.
The perfect amount to take me to full health. Nothing was wasted.
Praise the gods for their exacting.
Yeah, exacting heal. Perfect healing.
So do we want to try going out into what I assume is the main courtyard via that down the bottom left exit?
Yeah.
Do we want to go back
Sounds
out
good.
and around? Do we want to explore this area for stuff?
I think we should finish exploring this area just so we can find the rest of his party if they're here. Like, just at least search this corner area. Here, I'll ping there. Like,
Yep.
just that area at least until we've, there's nothing around here. Or we could call out like idiots.
You are being particularly loud.
Yeah, okay. Cool.
It is
Anybody for
a
just
forte.
calling out like the names of the party members?
no.
Yep.
No? Okay, fine. Keep searching.
Let's just walk around and look for them.
I don't know
I think if they'd heard us, they would have called out to us.
reveal more of the map to us.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, so we're going off to the left, not down?
I just wanted to explore the rest of this
Yeah, okay.
building. Oh, that's totally different.
Yeah.
So
There's still a black bar where half where their tokens are. Yeah, brilliant.
Cool. I currently am using the free version of this, but I am probably going to at some stage upgrade to pro status, so therefore I will be able to enable dynamic lighting, which will make it a lot easier.
Ooh. So this fire that I'm standing near, would there be an easily and safe to pick upable brand that I could take with us to light for us?
It is actually it is actually a torch. It is sitting not in a sconce, but it is kind of sitting in a I suppose you could say some kind of earthen jar to hold it up, or what was once an earthen jar. Yeah, you can pick it up. It's probably
Take that with us.
It's probably got at least an hour or so of pitch left on it.
Cool. I'll take that with us.
Cool. So
Nice. Nice.
I am obviously stowing my Rancer back over my shoulder while I'm carrying the torch.
cool.
Or I'm sticking it in the back of Mark's shirt. So he's going around as our portable light source. One of those two, whatever the party thinks best.
Don't stick it in, Mark. Come on.
Title.
No one should do that. Where's the throw? Okay. Oh, we're walking down this way now. We're going to leave by the entrance.
Well, you said you wanted to explore this building, so
Yep, I agree.
let's explore this building.
Okay, as you start moving around here, you find a gruesome and grisly sight. You find a few goblin artifacts, bowls for food, spoons, some other kind of utensils, blades, etc. But you find chained up to the wall, or what's kind of...
We can only see the red squiggle part. If there's more to it than that.
That's the red squiggle's all there is.
Okay.
Yep. So
Also, it's right next to the sealed section.
Yes.
I'll expand some more in a second.
Yes.
So that red squiggle, chained to the wall and hoisted up about 3 feet from the ground, is what may once have been a halfling.
No,
So it's now
Benian.
quarter-
Do I recognize it as Benian?
You struggle to identify it as anything that may once, other than may once have been a halfling. Maybe male, you're not quite sure. The skin may have been peeled from the body.
Those
Ooh.
vicious bastards! This may have been my companion Benian.
The ground is slick with blood, and it is not long congealed.
Ooh. You did not hear the screams? I can only imagine the agony this person...
They might have already been dead before they were flayed.
It looks like they have some form of other injuries. Perhaps they were inflicted during the torture, or perhaps they were inflicted before or after. It's hard to tell. But yes, it is quite possible that they may have been dead, or somehow rendered unable to talk or make sounds.
Oh, okay.
Vicious bastards. I won't be letting any of them live should I encounter them.
No, we will help you.
We're okay with this.
Only we can inflict this kind of horror upon other semi or sentient creatures of the world, not them.
From there,
You laugh, but you all know it's true.
Well, we usually don't kill. Don't skin them.
Just take their heads? Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a lot of splat.
Someone's been busy.
Elves, do you have the eyesight that can make out what kind of wounds dispatch such creatures at this distance?
No.
no, their vision is just like normal humans, except that they excel
That's not
under
what-
starlight as well.
Tolkien led me to believe. Next you'll tell me you can't walk on the snow. So disappointed. Never meet your heroes.
They can walk on the snow with snowshoes. There are three still smouldering fire pits out here, casting this courtyard into, it's not dark. It's illuminated. It's actually still daytime.
I was going to say, what time of day is this?
It's getting on, but it's still daytime. The shadows are long, but any shadows that are in here tend to be illuminated by these three large fire pits. There is one that is out, or at the very least is not burning brightly. But yes, you can see. That's what. Shit. That's not good. Hang on.
Oh,
Yeah, I moved the map accidentally.
yeah.
Hang on, it'll be right. I'll move it back in a second. There we go. All good.
Okay.
That's the problem when you're using too many overlays.
The earth is moving beneath my feet.
It is no doubt the terrible events that you had, and they were so powerful they affected even us.
Let's wander out into this courtyard and loot those heads or die.
Sounds good to me.
Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. Craig, you need to deal with that sniffling.
That's not me.
Is it?
I cast Cell?
Okay,
Wasn't me.
Sound like Craig.
No, not me sniffling.
Alright, anyway, so you can
Very well.
see all that stuff now. There you go. I think you can see most of it, if not all of it.
Cool.
You can see the important bits.
Title.
So what's the building in the middle?
You mean the Temple of Doom there?
The
Yeah,
mausoleum.
Yeah, it looks to be some kind of mausoleum maybe, or something like that. Hard to tell, for example. It may even be a little chapel dedicated to the gods.
Which gods?
All of them.
All eight.
The 8.
Ugh.
The 8.
They tend to be worshipped as a single group.
Yeah, they're a pantheon.
They are. Pantheon of pricks.
Well, if the courtyard looks empty, I'm going to start walking towards the mausoleum.
Alright.
I'm going to come around this way, checking this corpse first.
Alright. It's a goblin. It's dead. Like the other goblins, pretty much equipped in a similar manner.
How messy was its death?
Reasonable. It didn't seem to die a pleasant death, but then few people do.
So it looks like it's been, say, rent open by massive claws.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Massive claws.
The large reptilian creatures, of which there are 5 that you can see, seem to be for the most part peppered with arrows. Some of them have suffered stab wounds from spears, and a couple of them have got some slashes and hacks in them. But for the most part, it looks like the goblins have been torn and ripped asunder. So how many goblins can you see there?
2,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
12.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Oh, 14. Okay. Oh, yep, 14.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
There are 2 down south of the
Yep,
mausoleum.
14. So that is what I see as well. So you have 14 goblin heads that you
14.
can procure, and 5 of the large reptilian heads, if that is what you want to do. Your bags and sacks. Do you actually have sacks? How are you carrying these
I
heads?
do. I have 5 sacks.
They are full.
He has
I have a large
chains.
sack.
He's dragging
Small
a
sack.
sled of heads.
These are also becoming quite encumbering.
Yeah, that's why I've
Are
got a
they
donkey with a back frame.
engorged
Dude.
with bloody scraps of meat? Party members,
We need to buy a head cut. Just saying.
bring out your heads. Party members, as we gather together to talk. Given the fight that we have had against these goblins, how do we feel about there only being 12 dead goblins compared to 5 dead of these large reptile creatures? That seems quite in favor of the goblins, surprisingly. Back up before, there was 7 goblins to 1 of those creatures, although there was the tentacle beast of Andrelash. I'm wondering if there is a significantly larger party of goblins that has gone somewhere or is somewhere, and that's why they were able to kill all of these.
I did see
large
many.
beasts.
I did see many of them flee when the attack started.
Okay.
Are you saying that we should quit while we have all the heads?
Oh no, I'm saying there could well be dozens of more heads. There is also a building up north of us in this courtyard that perhaps could reveal the fate of the other members of the party, or at least contain the tunnels that you had seen down into the ground, perhaps where your companions were taken.
I would like to have a quick look around just to see if I can find my equipment.
You cannot find it in the courtyard. You do know that these over here, these buildings, your halfling companion Beniam told you that he saw some hollowed
the buildings on the east.
to the right. Yep,
Yep.
to the east. So Beniam saw some what he believed to be tunnels into the depths below, within them, and.
When you comment on the tunnels, I point to that building over there and say that's where we thought we found the tunnels below.
Farnham also thinks that there was something within here, because he was a ranger, wasn't he?
Yep, he was.
And he was probably doing some scouting as well. This, on closer inspection, is not a mausoleum. It is actually a small shrine to the 8 gods, and it is, for the most part, in much better condition than the rest of the ruins.
We were told, were we not, that the goblin last session were the children of the gods, and that we shouldn't attack them because they were much closer to God than the other races.
The monsters are all considered the children of the gods, because the worshipper of that was of the opinion that the creatures are cast against the peoples, the free peoples, I guess you could call them, to try and test them. So,
There
I
anything?
lost connection for a minute there.
I said that the worshipper of the gods previously was of the opinion that the degenerates, the goblins and the orcs,
Yep.
plus all other monsters, they are all affectionately referred to as the children of the gods, because the gods are pricks.
Yeah.
And it's of their opinion that the monsters and the days of fears that you live in are set to test the free people.
Is there anything useful in the shrine, such as holy water or anything?
No. So you enter into the shrine?
Sure.
All right.
Hashtag cursed.
Okay. This is where you believe that the reptiles took the statue from. And somewhere over here, so most likely in here, you find that there is some blood splattered all over the ground in here, probably from a number of creatures, though you find no bodies. You don't find any indication that the bodies have been taken. There's no drag signs. There's no crawl marks or anything like that to show how the bodies could have got out, if indeed there were bodies that fell. But there is an inordinate amount of blood in here, more than what you would expect for just mere flesh wounds.
Tis but a flesh wound!
The shrine has no relics within it, including holy water. There is nothing like that. There is no symbology on any of the walls. But...
Not a word.
What's that?
That's not a word, Dan Brown.
But...
I was actually thinking Boondock Saints, but sure.
But, to your horror, as you start looking around, you realise that the blood itself is a symbol.
Is it a symbol to the
Nice.
ninth god?
No. It is, in fact, a symbol to Drasli, the daughter of the bleeding sun.
I have to go and look at that again.
Sweet.
Symbology is a real word.
Is it? I thought Dan Brown made up the whole thing.
He made up the whole
Take it
thing
down.
anyhow. There was a book called Holy Blood, Holy Grail, and he plagiarized the entire thing.
Anyway,
No, symbology is a real word. It's in the dictionary.
Wikipedia supports you for all that's worth.
anyway,
References stack up. That's the question.
How many grenades do we have?
I have one of the non-flamey type.
I'm wondering, would it be a possibly useful idea for us to set off a grenade in one or more of the buildings that contains the tunnels to slow pursuit if goblins were coming back and after us?
Do I recall where the goblins were fleeing to?
they kind of fled all over the place, but yeah, some of them did flee in those directions.
Well, we could do that if the aperture's small enough, and if we're okay, we're attracting some attention.
Tidal.
Let's not fill in the tunnels just yet. I want to see if there's any chance of finding my remaining companions. I don't know where they were taken.
I am glad that we have freed you. I think that we should do whatever we can to try and help your friends. I am super not cool with us going into the tunnels that we know an unknown number of goblins fled.
Some did flee into the
Fine.
tunnels, but the goblins were in a total rout. They were running in every direction.
I sent you a message, Nodgrum.
No! I dropped to my knees.
there-
Scimitar.
Is there a door up here, Julian?
Where is up here?
Where I'm pinging.
Hang on, let me make it smaller. Okay, ping again. Yeah, yep. I didn't realise you were up on the ramparts.
That's what GM said.
Can I hear anything behind the door?
Sure. You take a bit of a listen, and you think you can hear scratching sounds.
Oh, they left a cat in there? We should...
Is it a ghost cat?
No, it is not a ghost cat.
No.
But it might soon be.
It also might not be, and it is indeed both. Until we open the door.
We'll come back.
I'm going to try and wave and signal the guys to see if they can see me without actually calling out.
I cannot see you because I am just below this building that I want to investigate.
Yeah, you're not going to really be able to signal them too well. You're on some ramparts, there's some buildings in the way, and people are too busy decapitating corpses.
Oh, then I'm over here.
I'm curious in checking on this building.
Alright, that appears to be a stables, or it once was a stables of some sort.
Is it now an unstables?
It is. You find the body of a human female. Missing.
Where did I see Nodgrim go?
It's missing its head.
Nordgrim steps out of the shrine holding a bloodied scimitar with tears in his eyes.
No. Has anyone seen Lake Placid?
Mm.
Can I take the human body's big toe and hold it up and say, "Is this the missing person you were searching for?" If anyone recalls that scene.
It depends
I thought he'd be taller.
It depends on your empathy.
Yeah, no, obviously I'm not going to do that. I will try and beckon Nodgrim over when I get his attention to gesture.
So they can hug it out like bros.
I start walking over.
Okay.
I will hold my fist out with my thumb horizontal, and then I will rotate it downwards. I don't think it's good news.
I have a peek. Does it appear to be the body of Selenia?
It is. It is still clothed, but it's missing its head. There are a number of wounds on the body as well. The staff that she used to carry is still in her hand.
I say a prayer over her body, and I turn to the others and just say, it appears my compatriots are no more.
Seeing that, I slowly wrench off the latest head that I'm removing from a corpse and say, disgusting, what kind of barbarian would decapitate?
Could I use our battle camp to say, kick it to me, kick it?
We've got enough to bowl.
I look around the
cope
stables
with trauma
to see if there's any other clues.
There are 2 more dead goblin bodies in here. It looks like she went out fighting. But,
the best way to go. Perhaps the gods will not torment her forever.
But alarmingly, you do not find her head.
I lop their heads off with the scimitar I'm holding.
Sure.
Out of grief.
How high up am I? Julian?
About 15 feet.
So a jump off there probably wouldn't be that great.
You might sprain an
What
ankle.
are you, chicken? McFly.
I'm just contemplating whether I should open this door up, and if I do, I might need to make a hasty getaway.
There's only one way to find out.
Alright, let's do it. Open the door.
Okay, you open the door. Cool. You are not expecting what you see, but at the same point you are not surprised because you heard scratching. There is an injured goblin on the other side. Its leg is trapped underneath some rocks that seem to have collapsed on it. It's bleeding. It's kind of horrible blackish green blood, and it's kind of clawing at the door, trying to open it, and not quite being able to reach to get any leverage to push it open. It looks up at you with hate in its eyes when it sees that you are an elf, and starts hissing at you, reaching for a dagger in its belt.
I'm going to plunge.
Just out of its reach.
I'm gonna try to slice its throat with my
Remember, it's a free action to say "Ruh-roh, Raggy" before you do that.
You can make an attack roll. You can have some +1 to hit for that groan. But
Oh
mostly
my
because,
god, what the hell?
but mostly
Also
because
tied
of
up.
Rolling.
Alright, so you are not doing so well on the combat. Clearly you swing your sickle at it, and the goblin, being a goblin, manages to avoid because, you know, they fight all the time and you're just a pansy elf. Alright, it's going to swing back at you with its dagger at jaws, but from underneath, from lying down, so let's see how well it does. Not so good. Alright. Are you doing anything, or are you just going to try and keep slashing at it?
Yeah, I'm just going to try again. Yeah.
Go for it.
There we go. Holy, what the
You are seriously bound up. Given those numbers,
Alright, this is a total cripple fight.
This is
shit?
so I'm seeing a GoldenEye slapfest. Is that basically what's happening?
It's not even that effective, man.
The goblin,
No, they don't have big head mode, so it's exactly that. They're both wearing body armor.
the goblin has an excuse. The goblin has an excuse. It is seriously injured and trapped, and basically prone, kind of swinging its knife, its long knife at you. Whereas you are an able-bodied elf who is supposed to be a great warrior. What are you doing? Yeah, attack it again? You're going to call for help?
Jesus, what the f...
Jesus can't help you. Not in this world. Alright, you miss it again.
Okay, I'm hearing some noise. I'm going to go around.
At this point in time, you can hear some. Well, that's an impressive go around because, you know, there's stairs.
I think I'm like.
Oh yeah. I moved my token all the way around. Fine.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm calling and saying there's some kind of like goblin deity in here.
I was by asking you to go the long way. I was hoping that Caradon might be able to redeem herself.
Oh, I was assuming there was no chance of that happening, so that's why I was just moving myself up there. I mean, you got this, buddy.
Go for it one more time, Caradon.
And magic time.
Hey! Oh, you hit the crippled goblin.
You kill it. It is dead.
Look who's a big elf now.
Who's that? Bigger burns came from that than from my munition.
I was going to say, Curdwood's rolls is the real fire grenade.
What the hell is that?
You slash the goblin's throat. Blood sprays everywhere. It falls down dead.
Is there a chance
Further dead.
for her to not do sufficient damage to kill it? Because I'd kind of like to see that roll.
Okay. What damage do you do, Caradon?
It's a D. Where's
It's
my
got 2
weapon?
hit points left.
Oh god.
It is wearing armor, so you do not get the bonus damage from the slashing weapon.
Where the hell is my damage roll?
So, character sheet, it's under
Oh, there it is.
your saves.
Okay, D6 plus 1. So if it's got 2 hit points, then I can't not kill it.
Nice.
There you go.
Phew, that's got to be a relief.
It's a tad relieving, yes.
How are you getting D6 plus 1 with a sickle?
Isn't that what that is?
No, sickle is D6.
What's your strength?
Does not
No,
have
my
a strength
strength. No, I don't have a strength bonus. Well, okay.
Was that +1 from the slashing?
Light slashing weapon is just a D6 weapon.
Okay.
Oh, I have a D6 plus 1.
+2.
Why is the chakram -1?
I don't know.
What the hell has I got those in there for then?
I don't know what you've been doing.
Well, I don't know. Well, the chakram with the throne's only D6. I don't know what the hell those other ones were.
Well, the chakram's -1 for using in melee because it's a throwing weapon.
Oh, okay, there we go. Alright.
Yep.
Well, let's do...
Don't roll a 1.
And... It's freezing, it's thinking about it.
Yeah.
There we go.
And
Okay.
on behalf of Caradwin, there isn't a GIF.
Okay, for future reference, for you, it might be quicker, instead of typing out the stats, use the dice rolling option on the toolbar. It keeps your last 10 rolls, and you can just hit the reroll button,
And you can keep it open.
and you can
Just
keep it open.
resize
Yeah.
it and shove it somewhere.
Yep.
Much quicker than having to type out the mechanic. Alright, you kill the goblin. It falls dead. Well, it lays down dead because, you know, it was pinned prone anyway. 4 rounds it took you. It's a mighty warrior you are.
Yeah.
Hence the requesting of the highest of 5s.
Yep.
Also, because I know how much Grail loves that show.
Have any of the bodies had any armor on them of any sort?
Yes, they're all wearing types of leather armor.
Does it look like it would fit a dwarf?
Nope.
Cool.
Would you wear goblin armor?
Maybe in the short term, if it wasn't too covered in goblin blood.
Fair enough. Alright.
Why did you send a still image?
I don't know. Because do I have to do
You fail at miming.
Does that work?
Yes.
Yeah. Better.
Nice. We're focused.
Okay. You have successfully cleared out,
Looted all the heads.
yes, looted the heads that you have found. And
Oh,
one of them was even
that
alive.
crippled goblin enough to let her level?
No.
That would be kind of funny.
No.
No.
This act of
She needs to
beautiful
finish
murder
a
has
potted plant first.
a new state of being.
Surely she gets like extra XP because it was her nemesis.
Well, if it was a nemesis, it would have escaped.
Are you sure that its soul didn't go back to its phylactery?
It could have.
Yeah, Lich Goblin. I went there.
Alright, so this is what will happen, depending upon what you are intending to do. You can start to find bits and pieces. Are you intending to stay here and look long and hard? Are you trying to go through all the towers, the buildings, or look for tunnels, or the whatnot?
I'd like to look enough to try and find my gear if it's still here.
Alright, you can find...
It's searching time.
let's have a look at your character sheet.
To
I'm
make
gonna
it quicker
keep
if
guarding.
you want, what-handed is Nodgrim? Left or right-handed?
He's right-handed.
If he holds out his right hand for Hypatia to sniff, she should be able to sniff down the loot using her magical Allen loot sensing powers.
Okay, this is what you will find.
Dude.
You will find your battle axe.
Okay.
You'll find your mail shirt.
But no trousers.
You'll find your shield.
Okay.
You will not find your backpack, bedroll, blanket, flint and steel. You will find your holy symbol. You needed that to cast spells, actually, so we'll just say you found that lying discarded on the ground next to you. Trail rations are gone. You can find your clothes. They've been
Aw.
mostly discarded, and
He's not full Winnie the Poohing yet?
no.
Well, that's good because man, that mail would chafe.
Your coins are gone as well, though.
Coins are going? Yep, cool.
So when I say the other stuff is gone, it might still be here, but it's lost, or you find it and it's been destroyed, or like your food. You probably find food that's all been squashed and stomped into the ground.
Oh, you find your Tupperware container with your name on it?
Yeah.
Broken.
3-day rule, it's still got to be good.
Broken. The container's broken open.
Nodgrim Anvil Feet's lunch. Please do not eat.
No.
So I find my cloak, trousers, and shirt, boots, and belt, do I?
Sure, they have been stained with, unmentionables. It looks like the goblins may have urinated on it.
You need a dry cleaner.
Well, the urinated ones, I'll just carry them for now.
There's a river nearby. We can wash it.
And indeed, what are we doing here? Yep. Indeed, within this building, you do find what looks to be a tunnel going down. You found a few other tunnels throughout the keep.
This building?
No, the one above it.
Okay.
But you find a few others that goblins can probably fit down because they're thin, kind of wiry-like creatures. The elves could probably fit down them at a pinch, but no one else is going to.
We could try sticking one of the elves down them.
You could. Goblins are amazing contortionists. They can get into all manner of places, which is how they manage to, pop up where you really don't want them.
Who gave me the dirk earlier?
Me.
Hypatia.
When I find my battle axe, I say, thank you very much for the loan of this weapon.
You also
I give
have
it back.
My pleasure.
Farnham's scimitar, remember?
I do. It's on my character sheet.
Oh.
I'll put it in my inventory just a sec.
And if you wanted to take it, you found Selenia's staff, which was on her body. Actually, her body still had the majority of her gear on it as well. She still had a coin purse, which would have had 16 silver pieces and 8 gold pieces on it, if you want to take that. Or you can leave it with it. It's up to you.
I don't loot her body, but if her body was there, I say a prayer over it before I leave the shrine.
Sure, so whoever else loots it, that's what she had.
That would be Hypatia.
Would it?
Wait till he's out of earshot.
It could well be Craig. I was just saying they were also over in that area. I'm busy taking heads.
Oh, you've got them all now.
Ah, excellent.
That is one way to get ahead in life.
Yes. And definitely need to buy a cart. Let's go back to town. Get all this money, these heads converted to money, and then buy a wagon. Oh, cart. A small cart. For more heads.
Are we going to end up with a baggage train where you're just keeping your skulls for the
Yes. Yes.
Mark.
Absolutely.
Avatar of Corn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you eat for breakfast, Mark? What do you eat for breakfast?
Cornflakes!
Never not going to be funny.
Wheat bricks.
Generic brand cornflake things.
Flaco corn.
He cares not from whom the breakfast cereal was.
Oh, that is crunchy!
What do we think about collapsing this main tunnel and or burning things just because that's kind of our signature move?
I mean, there's not really stuff to burn here. It's already a ruin.
There was some wooden stuff back up in the northeast tower.
Don't they?
Or
rebuild
we
it
could
after
just
they clean
pile
it?
rubble into it.
Oh, that sounds like hard work. Grenades are so much easier.
Pass?
Yeah, also it's wasting 50 gold pieces of grenade.
Is it wasting or is it redistributing?
It's wasting.
Share the wealth.
Fine.
Do any of us think a well-priced grenade will actually do a proper job of collapsing the tunnel?
Oh, a
As
well-placed grenade? Definitely. Do we have a hope in hell of doing that? Probably not.
Also, none of you have really seen one of these detonate before, so yeah, it might be really big, it might not
goes
be big.
boom.
Yeah,
It make tunnel go away.
yep, it could.
I mean, we could always light it and drop it in the tunnel. I'm sure that would be anything good for the tunnel. That's fine if you guys don't want to use the grenade for.
It matters little to me what you do to this place now.
No.
See, surely, Nodgrim, you would be in favor of burning things to mark a pyre to your fallen comrades and send the smoke of the ruin of their fortress as an offering to the 8 gods.
This is our fortress. It used to be a fortress. Well,
I'm not against burning this place to the ground.
there's a shrine.
Pretty
Mark-
hard to burn stone.
Not the
Mark,
shrine.
just because no one else is currently alive doesn't mean it's ours.
I just meant it was built by humans.
It was.
You're not a human. Stop trying to claim all of our things. Art, culture, sentience.
So sad.
As you should be.
Mark meanders off with his corpse wagon.
Technically, Mark is more human than most of the party.
Not as human as me.
Pretty human last time I checked.
I said most. Alright, so you are going to try and just leave, destroy, burn.
I'm just saying we've burnt stuff before. And do we want to go out via the tentacle beast to see if we can get more XP for killing it a second time?
No.
That seems reasonable.
It seemed to possibly be regenerating.
I mean...
why not? Why not?
Why would we do that?
Because it's the nerdy and hentai?
Alright,
I mean,
you guys go to the front. I'll trail behind. Survive.
brave Sir Mark.
I have a donkey to think about.
Isn't the donkey outside?
Title.
Have you named the donkey Tijuana by any chance?
It's
Oh,
called Donkey Overtime.
Ah, nice. I mean, I would have gone with a more quixotic name, but that's just me. Boom. Went there.
Sure.
that'll
This
do,
is-
donkey.
This
That'll
is,
do.
this is the other stuff that you will find within your search. You'll find a few other bits and pieces, so I'll let you know what they are. You'll find like half a dozen long knives.
Of goblin make, or?
They may be. They don't look to be particularly good. You will find an old, slightly rusted bardage.
Are these weapons steel,
Yes.
iron, copper? Okay, steel. Steel's at least valuable to sell, or with a blacksmith, you might be able to melt it down and do something better with it if we got you a forge. Or access to a forge, Nodgrim.
With a forge and a hammer, I could, certainly.
I mean, you're a dwarf, so I assume you're capable.
Yes, I'm a blacksmith by trade.
But you had said that, but just because you're a dwarf, I assume you're capable.
You will also find 2 quite rusted old sabres.
Well, I can't carry them.
Well, I can if we really
I don't want them either.
super keen.
Do I somehow think... do I think it's worth any money?
Possibly.
How rusted and
Quite rusted. The you might be able to salvage something from it, but probably not, unless you go to a really good blacksmith. The other thing you do find is Nodgrim.
we found Nodgrim already.
Isn't it good that we didn't go home?
It is.
Brian would not have had a great session.
They find you, immediately murder you, and decapitate you.
Nobody
other
pays for those
category.
hits. By the way, Hypatia, you know you could tie those 2 hilts of the sabers together, pretend that you're Darth Maul, and you get +3 tetanus damage.
Hypatia, we should return to town.
All right.
We were-
Mark finds so during the course and probably during his removal of heads from bodies, he finds a weapon that you will notice and recognise, Nodgrim. Okay, it is a It was a short sword of reasonable quality, which you know belonged to your halfling friend Beniam.
Aww.
This is Beniam's weapon. It's not a bad weapon if anyone's interested in it. Help yourselves. He has no more use for it.
We should call it Sting.
We should call it Midge Bite.
Mm.
I pull Mark aside at some point and just say to him, I understand that you're struggling to embrace the human side of your heritage, as opposed to the more bestial orc side. I'm not sure going around and decapitating every corpse we find is giving the impression of the civilized human you're trying to become.
But that's the only thing I've seen humans do, decapitate the...
That's not the only things you've seen humans.
That's like the most human thing that I know.
No. Political infighting is the most human thing you've seen.
I haven't really seen that.
You should come to the faraway land of Australia.
Also blowing up doors and some other things. They're the most human things I've seen.
What
Being
about
awesome.
art, culture, music, webcomics?
Teaching me to read and write, that's human.
Is that a human thing to do, or is that a specific human?
Everything is a specific human.
Elven culture has had reading and writing for long before
Millennia.
humans.
But I have heard people say that elven writing is amazing. Sadly, I have never had the chance to read any myself.
Sounds like Elvish propaganda.
Everything's elvish propaganda. Would you be able to recite some of your favorite elvish poetry?
I'm not a huge fan of poetry myself.
I'm
just saying that we have.
Elven limericks good.
While they're talking about this, I'm going to examine the sabers to see if there are any distinguishing markings. If they don't, I'm just going to leave them.
On the sabers,
Yeah.
they look to be a matched pair, but they are very rusted. They may once have
Take them to a blacksmith.
They may once have been of importance to someone.
What about
If you make a perception
what about Dwarfy
check,
McBlacksmith? Can he see if they're going to be?
there are some faint marks on the pommels that say property of Drizzt Doerdent.
Do they look like they're of value, Julian?
No, they do not. But they
Other
may
than
be
for their metal?
more likely. They look to be military weapons, most likely of some kind of rank, maybe insignia weapons.
They're rune fangs. You can be the elected back.
These were once good weapons, but they're beyond their day. Nordrum coming to the realization that that basically all is lost with his companions and they don't need it anymore. He goes and searches both of their bodies. Well, he's got nothing. He's lost everything, including his bedroll and any money he was holding. So he was poor before, but now he's penniless.
You find out the human male ranger.
Well, no, you haven't found the body.
How does
of
that
Arthur.
even happen? Oh, sorry.
But the mage, Selenia, apparently her coin purse has been half-inched.
Oh, nice.
Someone apparently has removed the coins from it in the interim. Someone did remove the coins, didn't they?
Oh, if I say should go within 10 feet? you know, every video game where you just have to walk near stuff to pick up? That is generally how...
Shall we build them cans, like out in where the rubble is?
That's why I'm
here?
suggesting we burn things as a tribute and marking to the gods that here is where they fought and died. Died horribly. Brutal, awful deaths.
I want to burn stuff, but I was thinking we could bury them under some rocks, but sure.
I'll drag their
Oh, you want
bodies
to
onto
hide
one
them
of the
from the side of the
campfires.
gods? Wow, what kind of clever are you?
I just want to hide them from the side of scavengers that will steal their corpse.
You've already been by.
I know.
Yeah, their
It
heads
was
are already
out.
missing.
It's already too late.
Yeah.
But I still think we should do that. There could be even worse scavengers.
You're a cleric.
Mhm.
You no doubt have learning about the gods that I haven't had the opportunity to.
Yeah, pretty much the clergy just sort of make shit up. Let's face it.
Oh,
Gods
so
are
they're like most other
political,
disciplines?
and it doesn't seem to matter what we do. Yes.
Mm,
Alright. So were you building cans?
Does anybody else want to do that?
well, I still prefer the burning stuff, but that's just my
Sure.
Isn't there big campfires out in this open
Yeah.
courtyard?
There are some. They're not burning particularly brightly, but they're burning enough that I suppose if you stoke them, there are trees around. There is wood to be found.
All right. If we wanna
I'll burn their bodies just so they can't be desecrated by anyone.
Sure.
Alright. I'll give him a hand. Moving them.
Zeltarnin, look at your Discord.
Mhm, I saw it.
Okay.
That's not gonna help with the fire.
You set fire to the bodies of the 3 friends that you found.
You're assuming that was Benin.
Yes.
Mhm.
Or part of him.
I haven't encountered many halflings to date. Unfortunately, it's probably him.
Would you say you've only met a short number? Do you have a
One.
little statistical pool too?
I would say one.
I hear it's a small democrat.
And I'm 244 years old.
It's how we cope with the horrors of this world.
With minimal exposure.
The most horrific thing is that you do not find the skin that was torn from the body.
No, that's probably good. I don't think you should give us the Necronomicon Grail.
No.
What
As
Blade wants.
I move ahead to move out, is the creature still dead?
It has dissolved into a gooey pile of mess, which is coating the most of the area out here, and it is slowly bubbling and fizzing and popping. All that remains is a kind of a bleached, bony skeleton.
It's a kaiju from Pacific Rim?
Hey, you can
Probably
snort
not.
that one.
Oh, their parts were also super valuable, so. Hypatia, you collected some of its blood in a vial. What's happening there?
I examined the vial.
The blood is just, seems to be inert, though there might be some smoke within the vial. It's hard to tell.
I
not gonna-
think you should
I don't
put
feel like
that on
opening
a
it.
leather thong around your neck. Seems the best way to keep it safe.
You also realise, Mark, that the head that you cut from the beast is also dissolved, and it is leaking through the sack.
Leaking or
Ooh.
eating?
Ew.
Leaking.
I pour that out. Gross.
That sack's kind of ruined.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we'll leave that one.
Were
That's
there any
sad.
other heads in with that head?
Probably. I mean,
Well,
let's
it was
have a look at the ridiculous tally that I've got going on. We have 23 goblin heads, 2 monster heads, and 5. Well, now we've only got 1. So no monster heads and 6 lizard heads.
Let's say that one of the lizard heads and maybe 2 goblin heads were in the sack with it.
All right, 5 lizard heads.
So
and
those
71
heads that were in the sack with it
heads.
have all dissolved.
Oh,
The
man, that stuff
skull.
is
Dang.
awesome. If only we could have contained more of that goo. Oh well.
You could still try keeping some.
Next time I'm going to have some vials or flasks.
Lucky
or
you
something.
kind of scraped it off your body, maybe.
Yeah. That would-
Yes, no, that's good. I support that. We would definitely get less money from the alchemist if you got injured by that.
I deliver last rites to my friends as their bodies burn.
Sure.
Mm,
Hmm.
Okay. You pray over them. Probably, for the most part, Klalar, the Reaper, the Harvester of all things, is the one that you would pray most to for their souls, but any can and all will
there is an
take them.
appropriate visual gif for
I saw
your
it.
farewelling of them. Or at least that's what I'm seeing.
Play catch, son.
The gagging and the burning bodies.
Oh no, the gagging was earlier when you were sad encountering their corpses. The burning, the Luke looking at Vader's pyre just seemed appropriate for now.
All right.
Shall we
Were
return to
you,
town?
you collapsed to the tunnel, you said, didn't you?
No, they weren't willing to use the grenade, and I wasn't willing to do the manual labor.
It would take considerable amount of time to do manual labour to knock
Yeah.
that down. And you probably don't have the tools really on you. I mean, doing it with a Rancer is probably not a good idea. You need something large and heavy. Although actually, you do have someone with 48 iron spikes and a crowbar.
Yeah, but he's a rust monster. Could I have used Mark if I wanted something large and heavy?
Oh, he's kind of large and he's kind of heavy, I guess.
Some goblins did flee down that way if you want to end them.
Is Mark crummy? Because if Mark's crummy, bear with me, we could feed him first, and then with a sufficient full crumb, I could move the world.
That was terrible.
Right?
Dude.
You,
So moving along.
Come on.
So happy. Grail, that's my moment. That was the favourite moment of this.
Alright. Tell us what you're doing as a group.
I think
I mean,
Mark had suggested returning to town.
yeah, I think we're
Right
just
before.
going.
Uh,
We searched. We searched everywhere in here, didn't
On this level, yes, you did. So
that's going to be 5 days. No, 3 days back.
Well, we don't have. We could go to one of the nearer towns, cash in the heads, and then return if we wanted to. Or
Don't
just go all the way back and then
don't you
come
get
back out
more?
from the keep itself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Also, how many trail rations did we spend last time?
So
2, 3.
it was about 5, but you did stop for a while there in Lacrima Keep because
Yeah. Okay,
you had a
'cause-
wonderful little encounter.
Because
Yes.
I started. Yes. Well, I'm not sure. Wonderful. I think Ethereal better describes it.
Silvermont is pretty close. You could get
Oh,
there.
that's right. There was a wood turn wagon potentially we could catch, but probably not.
It's only about 25 miles, but that's across country, which will slow you down. So it might take you 2 days to get there, give or take, depending upon how hard it is going across the fields. Probably not too bad. You might be able to push it for a day.
How long do they keep?
To Lacrima Keep, it'll take you at least 2 days, and then another 2 days at least to Sumberton.
Yeah,
I'm inclined
maybe-
to push on to Sumberton.
Maybe a total of 5, perhaps give or take.
I think we've probably got enough rations to sustain the donkeys and Nodgrim.
Well, thank you for that. I've lost all my rations.
Indeed. We
You can.
we don't have any lembus, unfortunately.
You can, assuming that Lacrima Keep is still going, supply with a few extra bits and pieces there. They don't really have much in the way of adventurer gear, but you can, stay there the night and eat your fill with their stews and their beers.
Where's the closest place we can cash in the heads? Because they're going to smell really bad after a while.
Yeah, you can. You can hand them in anywhere that has a standing garrison.
If
we should
we're
get
that concerned, we can just go down to the river. I'm sure someone has a large enough pot that if we're willing to spend some time, we could boil the heads clean. I've heard.
Pass.
Asking for a friend.
It's only 2 days to Lockmar Keep.
Lacrima
That'll be
Keep
fine.
had no garrison, standing garrison.
Dang it. So we'd have to go to Silvermont.
Mm-hmm.
Or just Sumberton.
Yeah, but that is quite a bit further
We
away.
might run out of rations before then.
Yeah, do you want to go to Silvermont then, guys?
Sure.
What do you think?
Why
That
not?
sounds
Let's
fun.
check it out.
Yeah, let's do it. We haven't been to Silvermont.
Oh,
Yep.
also, we possibly don't want to go back to Lacrima Keep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
You had so much
It was-
fun there.
Lopped off too many heads.
Uh,
It's creepy.
There was a ghost. It was not good.
Bad touch.
You should watch that part of the session, Brian. You might enjoy it.
I should actually.
Alright, so if you guys are going to head to Silvermont, we will call it there.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I have a reasonable gif of what happened. Is that a reasonable
Yeah.
Grail?
Pretty close.
It's suitable.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. All right.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thank you for another good session.
That's alright.
Yeah,
We'll
thanks,
call it
Julie.
there.
Nice.
And, yeah, thanks. And catch you all next time.
And welcome, Nodgrim.
No worries.
Indeed.
Thanks, guys.
Alright, catch you later.
Cheers. Like.
See ya.